Hi guys, got a nice and easy upcycle for you today. We're going to be turning our old t-shirts into coasters. Okay, so firstly you will need a t-shirt, so you can pick any pre-loved t-shirt you have at home, some needle and thread, do my best to match my t-shirt fabric, some scissors, and we'll also need some pins. This is optional. You could either use safety pins or a bobble. What we're going to be doing is making a plait, and it's just to hold the plait into place. Okay, so what I want us to do now is open up the t-shirt and lay it flat on the table. And at this point I would like you to cut the hem of your t-shirt off. This can create a bit of bulk when we're using our plait, so we just don't need it. And now we're going to need to cut 3 strips all through the layers. You can basically do them any thickness you like, but for this one I'm going to do mine roughly around 3 centimeters. So just cut along through all the layers. Don't worry too much about how neat your cutting is, because that can be fixed. Okay, so now we have our 3 layers. We can put the rest of our t-shirt to one side and come back to it at a later date, because these 3 strips will roughly make one coaster. So all our strips are still looped together, and I want them to stay like that just for a sec whilst we stretch out our jersey. So I'm gonna put them all onto one finger, and then we pull and work our way around the t-shirt. This way we've got more to work with, and our jersey is tucked in on itself, so there's no raw edges. So those bits of cutting that we may have been worried about have been tucked away. And then finally for this bit, I just want you to cut open one edge of your hoops, so that now there are 3 long strips. So now I want to secure our top edge and pin through all 3 layers, securing all 3 strips together. And then you can lay them flat on the table. And I want you to separate the 3 so that they're ready for their plait. So firstly, we're going to bring our left strip over the centre strip, and it will land between the centre and the right strip. So left over the centre and in between the centre and the right strip. Now we're going to take the far right strip and bring it over our new centre strip, but leave it placed between the centre and the left strip, and then repeat. So the left strip, place over the centre strip, but between the centre strip and the right. And again, bring the right over into the centre, and if you can keep continuing that, you will create a plait. However, when you do yours, if you could try and get it a bit more tight than mine, so that the finished plait is nice and neat. So we finished our plait. We've got our pin at one end and a loose knot tied at the end, because they're both temporary. We'll now need our needle and thread, and we're going to start at the very top of our plait, so we can take the pin out but hold those edges together so that your plait doesn't unravel. And this is going to be the centre of your coaster. So we're going to work around in a circle until it gets wider and wider. So like this one, we start here in the centre, and we're going to work our way around in a spiral. So firstly, with your needle and thread, you're going to secure this edge now so that it doesn't unravel as we go around. So with your needle, I just want you to sew through all 3 layers, just to hold them into place. Just a couple of stitches will be fine. So now we're going to start our circles. So if you tuck in the centre, this bit's quite fiddly, and bring round your first edge, and you're going to be sewing from the outside edge of your centre to the inside edge of the plait that comes round, so all from here to here. So we've already got this stitch in place of our centre when we secured our edges. So if we bring that thread out of the way, wrap this round to start with, so we have a small circle, and with our needle, we're already at the outside edge of our centre, so I need to go to the inside edge of our plait. And you can pull this fairly tight so it's nice and secure. You will need to sort of hold it in place as you go. So up through the outside edge of our centre, and then down through the inside edge of our plait. And each time you go around, you're going to be curving and circling round our plait. So you do want to pull fairly tight on your threads, but top tip, if you try not to pull too tight with the plait. If you do, you'll start to find that your coaster starts to curve upwards into more of a bowl shape, which might be another project you'd like to do, but for this one, you kind of want them to be flat. And then we're just going to keep working our way around until we reach the edge. Okay, so we're almost at the end of our coaster. We've just got a few more stitches to do here, and then I'm going to show you how to finish off the edge so that it's neat and tucked away so there's no raw edges sticking out. So I just tied the ends of my coaster, of my plait, so I'm just going to untie that now. And I want us to plait just a little bit more, quite close up to the final edge. So if all three strips have now become a bit different lengths, you can trim them down, so, which is what I will do with mine. So as I've finished plait, I'm just going to chop off the edges. And hold those three layers together, and I'm gonna try my best to hold it all into place. So coming up from my inside edge, and down up through the outside edge of the centre, and down through the inside edge of the outer plait, and pull it close. This can be quite fiddly just because the plait wants to come undone. I'm just going to come up again here, so I pulled it all nice and close, and then what I'm going to do is flip the coaster. So this is the right side of the coaster, so I want to flip it so that the wrong side of the coaster is upwards, and I'm going to tuck those last three bits of t-shirt under, and then I'll come up and just do my best to sew through all three of those layers. So just hold them into place Again, like we did with the start, put a couple of stitches in to just hold those 3 layers together. And now I want to sew it to the base of my coaster. So I'm just going to pick up the bottom through to the tail and sew around. Again, if you think you've got a bit of bulk that's in the way, you can chop those off as well. So trim down any raw edges. And sew through the layers. The beauty of these t-shirt coasters is you could actually be quite messy with your stitching, especially if you find a thread colour that's really well matching. So I'm just going to finish the edge off and tie a knot, and then that'll be my coaster done. And as you can see, we did have quite a lot of t-shirt left over, so we can make a lot of these. So there you go. One red coaster. Perfect.